You're listening to Where You Live with Gene and Tony.
Welcome back to Where You Live. It's great to have you taking some time out of your weekend to be with us. We are brought to you by Extreme Exteriors and American Family Insurance, the Kim Bennett Agency, and, of course, broadcasting from the Natural Green Lawn and Landscape Studios. Before we take a look at our next story, and this is coming out of the great state of Virginia, I'd like to let our listeners know that we've got a great resource for you. We put together a bi-monthly newsletter called What's New. We've got over 23,000 subscribers, and it's yours free. A lot of what you'll hear on the radio show, we talk about in further detail. The guests that we have on the show will write for it too. And a lot of people write to us each and every month saying, thanks, this is unbelievably useful. We have in there also, what else do we have, Tony? We've got our webinars that we put on.
Those are always announced there. Yeah. And there's at least one a quarter, isn't there?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And they're free. You can go online and it's a great resource. So all you need to do if you want to start receiving your free subscription, give Lori Matson a call at our office, our number 952-922-2500. Ask for Lori. She'll make sure that you start receiving it either electronically or by mail. Well, let's turn to our next story, and this is out of Loudoun County, which is a county in the state of Virginia. Legislators there are now going back to the drawing board to work on changes with a proposed bill to real estate law because they didn't realize that it could affect the disposition of what we know of how property is transferred when you have a delinquent owner who's not paying their taxes.
Okay.
And this is a pretty major change. And you know, like a lot of legislators, I mean, some of the lunacy that you and I just rail against over and over again is this knee-jerk reaction that folks have.
Yeah.
Because they say, you know, oh, here's a problem. Well, we got to fix it now. And so this will do it. And they want to just throw something on the wall and see if it sticks.
Sure, that's right. And we're always talking about the unintended consequences and how we so hope that our legislators will learn to start anticipating those or at least get advice. Get advice from people that deal with whatever the issue is all the time so they can start to predict what might happen down the line.
Yeah, would it be so difficult to say, you know what, instead of just reacting right now, can we get a little bit more information?
That's right.
I mean, that is what we do in property management. That's why people hire us, is to do research, to investigate, to try and find out what is going on to really get at the root of the problem.
Even more than that, you hear people complain that only industry people have lobbyists. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the little guy needs to be protected because he doesn't have a lobbyist there at the... Well, you know what? Why can't our government somehow bridge that gap with normal, everyday people?
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? Well, of course, industries have lobbyists and industries pay attention because it affects us on a daily basis.
Yeah.
But I'm going to give that some more thought. There should be some extended communication to people in general to let them know about things that are going to affect them.
But, you know, one of the things I found out, because I've been at our Minnesota legislature quite a bit over the last few years because of issues here in Minnesota dealing with homeowner associations, we have a lobbyist, that is helping us with our interests.
Yeah.
But when we have been dealing on some of these issues, the things that have really made the difference have not been the lobbyists. Maybe the lobbyist has been good because they've been able to summarize and put in a brief executive summary what the issue is. But when do the legislators really listen? It's when the person who's not represented by a lobbyist emails or makes the call. And so you get a couple of people that make a call that actually live in the district where some of these guys are.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, whoa, now you get their attention.
So they actually have a louder voice.
They do.
Because they're taking the time and trouble to call their representative to let them know how they feel. Yeah, that's a good point.
Well, let's talk about what was the issue that some of the Loudoun County legislators felt had to be dealt with. Well, in Loudoun County, it came to head in Teleco Village. There were, last year, they realized, 293 tax delinquent properties in their village, okay?
And we think Teleco Village is what they call a property owners association, right? So it's some kind of organized community.
I think it is more than that. It is a village or township.
Ah, okay.
So it
All
is
right.
more than just the association.
All right.
And so, anyway, in this village, 293 delinquent properties that were removed from public auction because the county, they realized that they would have to be liable now for hundreds of thousands of dollars because they would have to pay the monthly assessment to these various associations where they are located.
I see.
And so the county came to the state legislators and said, hey, wait a minute, we're having trouble with our budgets. Get in line, county. So our city, state government, and so are homeowner associations,
That's
and
right.
so are the budgets of every individual homeowner in your state.
That's right. So the county realized that if they took possession of these properties because of delinquent property taxes, they were then going to have to take on the responsibility for paying homeowners association assessments, as any new owner would. And they're not talking about past due assessments, just from the day they take over ownership.
Yes, that's correct. And that's why we've seen a lot of mortgage companies over the last few years be slow to pull the trigger on foreclosing because they don't want to take over the property because they know that there's a lot of the past due amount that's still going to be stuck with the rest of the homeowners who are good paying citizens in their HOA.
Right.
But from that moment of ownership,
from the moment they take over, they have to pay the fees. Yeah.
Definitely have to do that. And they're saying, this is not fair.
Okay,
hey,
so it dawned on the county, Loudoun County, that this would be taking on too much. So they went to the state legislature to do what?
They wanted to say, let's change the way we do this transfer, and let's not
change real estate law.
Yeah, let's change real estate law, and let's not make it that's not fair to us. And so there were some legislators who said, by gosh.
I want to interject.
Yeah.
Specifically, they wanted the law to exempt county governments from paying association assessments after acquiring the properties.
Yes.
So they wanted an exemption for themselves.
Yes,
okay.
a special carve-out exemption just for them.
All right.
Because they're special.
That's right. That's right.
And so, of course, what happens, you have legislators who want to jump on the bandwagon because they say, we can legislate, we can write a law. That's not right. And so, in fact, one of them started crowing and said, this might turn upside down 150 years of real estate law. This will make change to law that will be controversial, but they were all excited. And so you've got Senator Randy McNally from Oak Ridge in Virginia, who created Senate Bill 990.
Okay.
To carve out this exemption for the county.
He said he wanted to work on these changes because there were innocent parties being hurt by the actions.
Well, that was later. He started this bill.
Okay,
and
all right.
then he received opposition. It says from lobbyists, from property owner association.
Okay,
from property owner association.
So
from
he started
HOAs.
hearing from the HOAs that, you know what? It's not only the county that's hurt by this, right?
Right. And so in true politician form, he then goes on to say, and that was the quote, go ahead and give that.
He said he wanted to keep working on the changes because two innocent parties, originally he only knew of one innocent party.
He only knew of one, just the county, which was the innocent party.
But now he's been made aware there's two innocent parties, the HOAs and the county, that are being hurt by the actions of a third party, meaning the delinquent homeowner.
Yes. And so he's trying to pass it on. Well, there's a bad person here somewhere, and so we've got this law. But I'm just telling you, talk about a quick little talking out of both sides of your mouth.
Yes.
Don't you think?
That exactly what you were talking about earlier, that knee-jerk reaction to resolve a problem before it's fully understood.
Yes, exactly. And you know, this guy is something else. I want us to take a break right now.
Okay.
When we come back, I want us to deal with some of the things that this politician is doing in a fancy little tap dance two-step. But we'll talk about that after these messages.
Crying all the time.